Hey everyone, let's do a check-in. It has been a while, so I figured I would hop on here and catch you guys up on what has been happening in my reading life. Okay, well first, I really hope the lighting is okay in this video. It is overcast here. It's been raining the past couple of days, and I don't know, it just feels very glowy behind me. And it doesn't look that way. It looks like smoky almost. So I think it's just the light coming in the window, but I hope it's not too distracting. But we're just gonna roll with it. How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. It has been a little bit. To be honest, I've just really struggled to get myself ready to be on camera. Which is so silly, but it's just kind of been like this mental hurdle for me. I think posting things online, not that like a lot of people watch my videos, but I just have like this mental block sometimes about how I look, and a lot of times when I'm in the mood to chat, I look kind of like a hot mess, and so I don't feel like coming on and like posting a video. But that it takes a lot of like time and effort to get ready. So then by the time I do that, I usually don't have the energy to film a video. So it's kind of like a catch-22. And I know it's really in my head because I don't think people really care how I look, but it's just kind of a thing that I've been struggling with the past couple of weeks. So anyway, today I'm showing up, even though I'm not like 100%, I would say, but I feel like good enough to come on camera. And you guys probably don't even care about this. I'm so sorry, but that is just something like mentally that I've been struggling with. And we're just going to push through it today and prove to myself that it's okay to show up as yourself and chat about books. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's start with the fact that last week work was really busy and I ended up treating myself to this new mug and a new book in my Target order. So I'm going to show that to you guys. I picked up this book by Evie Woods. It's called The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris. First of all, I don't know if you can tell on the cover, but it's like gold foiled. So the author's name, and then there's just a few little details like the chair backs on here that are gold foiled, and it's really pretty. It's really cute. So this author wrote The Lost Bookshop, which is on my Kindle Unlimited TBR. And I actually just watched a YouTuber that I like. Her name is Laurie over at Books, Ink, and Paper. And she read The Lost Bookshop by this author and really liked it. And so they didn't have, well, maybe they had that one at Target, but I have it on Kindle Unlimited. And this one I'd been seeing, and I think I had it on my Goodreads TBR, but anyway, I just picked it up. So I will read the back to you, so that way if you're not familiar with this book, you can check it out. Nestled along the cobblestone streets of Compiègne, there exists a bakery unlike any other. Rumors were whispered through the town that its pastries offered a taste of magic, chasing away the darkest of sorrows. Just one bite of a croissant might bring luck, unlock a precious memory, or reveal hidden longings. For Edie Lane, a recipe for disaster doesn't require that many ingredients. Take an unhealthy amount of wishful thinking and a sprinkle of desperation, and that's how Edie left everything behind in Ireland for her dream job at a bakery in Paris. Except the bakery isn't in Paris, and neither is Edie. This might not be where Edie intended to be, but she soon realizes it's exactly where she needs to be. Oh, that's intriguing. So I think Evie's books, the author's books, The Lost Bookshop, and then there's one called The Story Collector, are kind of magical realism. I would say. So not quite fantasy, but there is like a fantastical element to her books, and I do like that in a book. So I am excited to read it. And I just think it is the cutest cover, which they say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but we all do it. And that's why I picked that one up. So that was my little bookish haul that I got at Target. Honestly, I have felt like buying a lot lately, like shopping a lot lately, I would say. So I'm trying to reel it in, but you know, if you are a natural spender, like if you are someone that likes to shop, like myself, it can be really hard. So I'm currently kind of dealing with that as well. But I think this mug is so cute. For the love of books, it was only $5, and I love a glass mug, and the saying is on both sides. And I just have my tea in here this morning, and it's just lovely. Next, let's chat about my Goodreads TBR takedown. I really wanted to tackle my Goodreads TBR. It was getting out of hand. I think I had over 1,600 books when I started, and I successfully went through all of them and removed ones that I were no longer interested in. And I got it down to about 800, I think like 830. And then since then, it's been about a couple of weeks, I have added some more back. So I think I'm around 850 right now on my Goodreads TBR. So I was really proud of myself for whittling it down 50%. I think that that was a huge accomplishment, and it felt really good. So now when I look at my TBR, I know that it's books that are at least somewhat interesting to me now at this stage in my reading life, because I had books on there from like 7 or 8 years ago that just weren't really relevant to me anymore. And I just feel like my Goodreads TBR is more approachable now and easier to navigate. So because I'm a mood reader, when I'm in a mood to read books, but I don't really know what I want to read, it'll be easier for me to comb through my list and find books that are of interest to me. So I was really proud that I completed that project, and I wanted to give you guys an update. Doing that project made me think of a video idea that I think would be fun, and that is to do a TBR spotlight. So I would say that I add anywhere from like 10 to 20 book titles to my TBR a month. And because I don't read that many books a month, I'll still continue to do my reading wrap-up videos, and I was doing them like every 2 weeks, but now I think I'm just gonna do every month, because I read about like 4 to 7 books a month, and so I think that it would make more sense to put them all together at month's end, rather than splitting them up, just because I don't have that many. So I think that would be a better use of, I guess, formatting those videos. But I add more books to my TBR than I read. So I thought it would be fun to highlight in a monthly video all of the books that I've added to my TBR. And I think it would be fun to also like give a shout out to where I found those books. So I kind of accumulate my TBR from several different places. So BookTubers, Goodreads, and then sometimes Bookstagram, but not all the time do I add a book to my TBR from Bookstagram, but I do occasionally. And also I read different articles about books that are coming out, kind of like best of lists. So whether that's BookBub or Book Riot or NPR. So I just thought that would be a fun video idea and something that I could do every single month. So then I would have 2 videos like pre-programmed every month. So my TBR video as well as my monthly wrap up. So that's kind of where my head's at with that. I think that that's a good idea. And speaking of video ideas, I have several saved. I have been watching BookTube, even though I haven't been filming a lot of videos and posting them. I have been still watching a lot of videos, and I've come across several BookTube tags that I thought would be fun to do. So I plan to do those, try to film those over the next week, and then I'll have those to post. I love a good tag video, so I think those will be a lot of fun to post, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. In other book news, I hit my yearly reading goal last week, so I'm super excited about that. I set my reading goal at 24 books, and I have been averaging about 1 book per week so far this year. So I've been doing really well with my reading, and I hit it last week. So that has been exciting for me, and I really try to approach my reading goal and make it achievable and not too outrageous. So what I do typically is look at the last like 3 to 4 years of my reading life and see how many books I've read, and then make that goal generally around the same. So there's been years, like in the past 3 or 4 years, where I've only read 20 books. So I don't want to make the goal too lofty. Like last year, I think I read 60-ish. I'm not sure. I think it was around 60. But I don't want to make the goal, like if that was an exception, I don't want to make the goal 60 and then this year be struggling and feel really far behind. So I think that reading should be fun and not stressful. And I try to make my goals things that kind of keep me on track, but aren't like overwhelming and stressful. So it has been fun to achieve that already with like 7 months to spare, 6.5 months to spare. So I'm happy about that. And now it's fun because I can see how many books I actually do read. So now it's just kind of like a science experiment and I can see how many books do I end up reading. At least that's what it was for me last year. And I'm excited about that. So I'll keep you posted along the journey. And at the end of the year, we will wrap up and see how many books I actually end up reading. But I'm happy to say I've already met my reading goal. So one thing in 2025 that I have accomplished. I've still been mostly reading on my Kindle or audiobook. And reading on my Kindle, I changed the formatting, maybe not formatting, but the settings. So at the bottom of your reading screen, you can have the percentage. Well, I think the percentage is the default in the lower right-hand corner, but in the lower left-hand corner, you can choose what you have shown. And before, I've typically done time left in chapter, but I recently changed it to time left in the book, and that has been really helpful for me. I think in my mind, I kind of had this like arbitrary number of like how many hours it would take me to read a book, and it was easier to kind of put off reading at any given point. But if I can see how much time I have left in the book, it's really nice because then I can be like, okay, well, I want to get down to, I don't know, 5 hours left in the book. And so right now I have, 5.5 hours. So if I read for 30 minutes today, that'll be good, and I'll kind of keep myself on track to finish a book. So if you haven't done that before, switched up your Kindle settings, I would recommend it. It has made a difference for me. I feel like I've just been reading a smidge faster because I just don't have that mental back and forth of like, it doesn't really make a difference. And I think with the percentage, especially like if you're in a long book, sometimes the percentage like moves a little bit slower, and the time left in the book has just been helpful for my brain. And the last thing that I wanted to just kind of gab about today was the Ever After-thon. So the historical romance readathon that's going on in the month of May. I've had such a fun time. So the YouTubers that have been hosting it, a lot of them have done live shows or reading sprints, and it's just been a lot of fun. There is a Discord channel. Discord is a little overwhelming to me, but I do try to stay, at least touch base on the Discord channel and post when I can and if I have something to share. So I really hope they do it again next year. There's also been the Cozy Mystery readathon this month. I think it's Mystery Mayhem. And I did sign up for that one, and I've been kind of lurking on the Discord channel and watching some of the live sprints, but I got overwhelmed and I'm just kind of watching from afar. I'm not participating actively, but it has been fun to watch. And so next year I'm going to try and set myself up for success. And maybe, I think the problem was I didn't have my expectations set or like my goals set before going into the month. And then it was like a few days into May and I was like, wait, what am I supposed to be doing with this readathon? And then I just felt like overwhelmed with the information, and then I just didn't actively participate. But I have several BookTube friends that have been participating, so it's just been fun to like kind of see that in the comments of different videos. So this is just my blanket recommendation that if you haven't done a readathon or read along on BookTube yet, to definitely do it. It has been one of the highlights of joining BookTube this year. And yeah, I just love BookTube. It's just so much fun. So again, even though I haven't been actively posting videos lately, I've still been watching videos and still feel like I've been able to connect with people. So I just told myself today, you know what? You're going to sit down, you're going to turn on your camera, you're going to chat with your friends and post about a random catch-up video. You know what I mean? Like not every video has to have a big rhyme or reason to it. So thank you for checking in with me and listening to me kind of catch you guys up on what's been going on. And in about another week or so, I will have my May reading wrap up so you can hear all about the books that I've read in May so far. I have read several good ones. And so to kind of give you a little teaser, I read a historical romance. I read a middle grade book for middle grade May. And then I think it's just a couple other romance books. And then I'm going to start a cozy mystery. So I've just got a good plethora, a good variety of books. And I feel like so far my star rating has been pretty good. Not a lot of low star books. So I just feel like I'm just in a pretty good reading groove right now, and so I kind of want that to continue. And I'm excited to share with you all of the books and my thoughts on those books in a coming video. But for today, I just wanted to catch up, have some tea with you guys, and just chat a little bit. So I really hope you are all doing well and staying sane with what people affectionately call May now, which is Maycember. So as busy as December, but without Christmas. So like end of the school year for teachers and for parents, and just all of the activities that are going on, kind of all the sport activities, end of school year activities. And yeah, I hope you're gearing up for summer, or if you've already started summer where you are, that you are having a good break. And I'm trying to figure out what we want to do over the summer, planning some day trips, and we have a few birthday parties coming up and seeing family, and just trying to pace myself, and summer reading challenges and all of those fun things. Summer is such a fun time, but as kind of a cozy homebody, it can also be taxing because there's just a lot more outdoor activity. And I do have a lower heat tolerance than in recent years, and so just trying to handle my chronic illness along with being present and seeing people But we do, look, I was trying to wrap up the video and here I am still talking, but we did plant our garden a couple of weeks ago. So that has been great. And we have new zero gravity chairs that I got from Sam's Club. So I can like recline outside and it's so nice, you guys. I've already read outside a couple of times. And then we have a patio umbrella because we do get morning sun. So I can go out in the morning and put that up and not be roasting in the sun. So that's really nice. But yeah, tell me your favorite place to read in the upcoming summer months. If it's by the pool, if it's in your own backyard garden, you know, where is it? What have you been reading lately? And I will see you back here soon with some of the tag videos, reading wrap-up videos, TBR videos, all the videos. But yeah, I hope you all are doing well, like I said. And until next time, you can like, comment, or subscribe. I appreciate you being here, and I will talk with you later. Bye.